Hello, mobsters, and welcome back to the Mobius Archives. This is your host, Mobius Rex, and we are playing our Refugee to Regent challenge using Minecraft 1.12.2 plus a whole bunch of mods. Alright, and we are back at our new home. I don't know, this feels a little bit chilly to me. I feel like I should have at least some type of door between us and and our launch pads. I do like using these to leap about with our hang glider everywhere. Helps us get around a lot. Today, I think it's finally time. Did I just do that? Yes, I did just do that. To put up some signs letting us know what our future plans are for this base. Some stuff is just mostly for me. I kind of want to get that filled in, so I want to say I want to get, let's just say, all Botania. So I want to collect all Botania flowers and tall flowers. Just get them planted nice and little over there. Alongside that, I wanted to get the soil in the castle area all filled in. So you can see there's a little bit of a trench going along. And down here underneath our keep, our home, there's a little bit of area here. I, in fact, maybe want to expand this out a little bit. Whoop. Gotta have that climbing glove. Expand it out a little bit so that there's a little bit more space between us and the wall. So this side's okay. I would like to push this side out as well. This side too. I think we can just because that's there. This tree, whatever it is, the pink tree, eucalyptus. Yes, eucalyptus tree needs to be moved about as well. Let's just mark that down. Because if I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember half these things. Now, none of these are specifically for the challenge. They're just like little things that I want done. Just because it makes me feel a little bit better to have better protection here. And if I don't write it down and put it in some type of checklist, I'm not going to remember it. And having it here at least gives me something to look at and to mark off as we go along. Now, as far as challenge requirements go, I think maybe the audience hall would be a better place to put it so that anybody coming to see us can see what needs to be done. And we'll just consume all the wall space that we can find, I think, for this. Actually, you know what? Maybe instead of using this hall here, we'll go to a more permanent place because I don't like the way the windows are interfering. So let's go downstairs. There's going to be this public entrance to our planning area, so we don't need this to be too high, although I will like it. We have no intentions for dungeons now anymore. But we can at least put in some walls here. So there's always the wetter areas that you can come to. So I'll eventually need to figure out a way down, but we'll just put a brief entrance. Say it's here. And that'll give us some place to stand on and to work from as we build this out. Now, of course, I need something to make our lives easier. And I don't have any builder's wands. Wow. I thought I had one. Maybe it went missing? Maybe it's in our ender pack. Nope. Huh. I really thought I had some type of builder wand. Maybe it went away. Yeah, building wand. Definitely don't have anything to make the wand cores for it. So I guess we're not doing that. There is this, a stone wand from Better Builders Wands. Which we definitely have the technology level to use, and I will allow it for the sake of getting this done. Or at least getting this started. So that and some bricks. No, bricks don't work. How about plain stone? It might need cobblestone. Oh, I want the flowers. Oh, those are tall flowers. Never mind. So now to see how these builders wands do for us, as far as this lower room goes. And we'll probably end up using the builder's wands, the stone builder's wands, for a lot of our buildings. Especially when we have lots of space like this that need to be pretty much exactly like everything else around it. Makes our lives a little bit easier when we have the resources available. Apparently the stone one is best used for floors. It doesn't seem to have any way to switch it up, at least nothing that looks configurable. Oh, come on. Yeah, sure. Do that, and that, and that. Filling in the ceiling there. And just filling in the rest of this. Okay, it took a while, but finally got a lot of this this content up. So most of this is copied straight from the official wiki. I haven't fleshed it out with too much stuff. But our town center does need guilds. Now, guilds do get new offices or entire buildings. Is it daytime? It's nighttime. Hold on. So what I'm thinking is that if we could find an unoccupied building, like that one. I've claimed a few. So that one there looks like it would be good for the agricultural guild, because we have all of our farms and stuff like that nearby. So anything with these torches on top, I've already gone through and made sure that no mobs will spawn here trying to kill us. That building's dangerous. That building's scary. So that one or this one could be used for the agriculture. Now the town center is still in this building. But we do have some offices and stuff for us. So what other guilds we have? We have the Population Guild, which is nominally the town center. And that's where all the current offices and stuff are for all of our guilds. So, population, agriculture, mining, crafting, trade, and military. So instead of just being in this building, which we can be a more of a shared building, we can move population to something. We do have, since this building down here is our immigration center in my office, we actually might want to move the population building to this building here, straight in front of us. Move all the offices in there, because that one's safe, and I've been using it for quite some time. It's by Nama's Cafe. And, you know, people working on books and stuff, pretty good in cafes. And I'm thinking maybe the military go on this side, or that building there, because that is basically the border of our domain. Or possibly something on the far side here. Maybe not that complex, although that complex looks fine. You can see just barely in the distance there that there's torches on top, which means this entire four building block is safe to use. So population guild, maybe. Let's just put a marker there, so I know. There we go, population guild. What else did we have? We have the mining guild that we'll need. So let's put the marker for the farming guild first and foremost. The agricultural guild. And I think, yeah, this building right here makes a lot of sense. They could even expand into that building there. So maybe we'll leave that building free. So this entire area might, once we are able to clear these buildings, this entire area might turn into just like the agricultural guild's campus. This building here, I think, is nicely situated for the military guild. It's right on the southern border. Our military guild leader is in that tower down there. So we'll go ahead and set that up here. So that's the population guild, way down there. the Agriculture Guild, the Mining Guild. We have the Crafting Guild, which also makes sense to have nearby here. So I'm thinking that building down there. Or even that building there. That building's not safe. But these don't have to be inside our safe walls. They're just offices during the day. So let's call this one the Crafting Guild. And where should the Mining Guild be? The kind of the important part of this. What other guild? I swear we're missing a guild. And I just saw all the names. Ah, Trade. Yeah, the Trade Guild. If we're trading to the north. Is that north? Let me just check. No, that's the south. If we're trading to the south, it might make sense to have our trading guild have a building down there. Now, the trade will probably be important considering it will be how we're actually trading with and communicating with our outliers, which will be important as well as we start developing them. So I'm thinking this building here would be a good candidate for the trade guild. And so that just leaves us with the mining guild. Unfortunately, nothing nearby is really mountainous or really suggests itself to mining. Kind of wanted to have a brick outside like that as well. So maybe that complex of 4, because it will be expanding. But the complex of 4 nearby, oops, don't want to be there. Bad stuff can spawn there. The complex of 4 nearby might be worthwhile. They also don't need particularly tall structures. So, yeah, these two are dangerous. So this one here, which I haven't really touched much of. But we've made sure that this is at least safe for us to stand on. Actually, those 2 buildings. Huh. Well, that actually might be... Well, maybe we'll need a couple more guilds. Let's just do this. So we have the Mining Guild. And then we'll have... I want to call it the Religious Guild. The Guild of Mages. Because this kind of overlooks... the religious area. And so because this building is protected, they can at least have some type of shared council here, even if the roof is blown off. And I still like the fact that the fairies are spawning here for whatever reason, so I'm trying to leave that area untouched. Now this building does need to be made safer. This is the Religious Guild, right? But yeah, you can hear the mob spawning inside. I just haven't fixed up the all the spawners, made it completely light inside, but perfectly safe to be in here. Alright, now unfortunately this is probably going to be a pretty tight episode. It did take me a while to get those listings down. Oh, those areas look just so dark. And I should probably light up the outside. We'll get to that. I'll leave myself a note. I can do that now. I'm actually thinking maybe the Religious Guild shouldn't be called the Religious Guild, but the Mystics Guild. And that would allow our mages, or wizards, or thaumaturgists, potion makers, and all that to join up. But let's just say, light up. Light up the fairy waterfall. There's one more list for, one more thing for me to do. And let's just check down here. Ooh, I fell fast. That was weird. I don't feel like I should have fell that fast. But, yeah, you can see here that I'm going to give you guys a chance to take a look. but we have a whole bunch of stuff that was copied over. And this is how I'm pretty much focusing. I'm going to focus on getting the guild offices at least safe, and then getting some advisors and secretaries and stuff like that. There's going to have to be a new meeting room in the town center. We can still use the existing town center, but at least give it a new meeting room. We might actually want to take one of the larger rooms for that, one of the larger buildings, adding a janitor's closet and a conference table. Definitely getting a security office, but this is for the town center, not the military guild, so these are officers separate. These are, in fact, could be just the guards that we have around the castle area. I'm not saying yes or no to that right now. Because, well, what it actually sounds like, the new meeting room, room with the advisors, ambassadors, college lieutenants, school principals, and players. What we are starting to see is that instead of the conference room format, basically having one table at the end of the room with seating for all advisors and players, ambassadors, supers, and extras, maybe in rows or seats, or additional tables arranged in front. And that kind of basically sounds like the audience room that I have here. So if we had me sitting up here and some tables for the heads of guilds and our advisors, or the guild advisors up here, and then everybody else out here, I would be okay with that. In fact, we might want to just extend the seating out a little bit, depending on how many people that we would need. So that might be, this room might actually be fine for the conference center. Then we'll have our apartment upstairs. And it won't be so much our house, our place, but more of the town center's fallback location, which also falls under, where is it? I think maybe military guild. Yeah. Have a defensive zone to house some or all of the hamlet's residents during an attack. And that's basically what this entire area is just to house all of our residents protected behind safe walls. And so we'll also get, finally, the Hall of Records, which we've been needing. Unfortunately, I haven't been doing one book a day episodes. I've put that aside, but maybe we'll start up now once we get the Hall of Records, because we'll need something to fill up these 40 to 60 bookcases. I have been keeping the census. And that's been most of the documentation that I've been keeping around. So that might be something to work on next. With our immigration, we are getting, in addition to everything that's needed here, so we are going to need secretaries and janitors and the 4 security officers. But we are going to need 2 expert skill immigrants, 4 to 8 advanced skill, and 9 to 14 basic skill, and they're all going to require housing. Now, I didn't fill out the religious guild, which we are changing it to be Mystics Guild, because priests fall under mystics. So we're going to make the mine or shrine mine and shrine to Petra. So that actually makes sense to have the Miners Guild out there, because we could actually put the mine of Petra underneath the Mining Guild. And with the Mining Guild, we have our private mine, but we also want a town mine as well. In the military, we are pretty much working on the defensive zone already. The population guild, they want a general college, and so we'll be building a building for every major guild, so that's going to be a lot of work. And let's see what else here. I haven't even fleshed this out, but the agriculture guild is getting an agriculture school outlier, entire outlier. I'm going to call this the experimental farm, and it's going to have a little bit of everything. There are 10 different schools here. So we have farming school, the plantation school, ranching, or classroom, I guess. Farming classroom, plantation classroom. So farming is your food stuff. Plantation is your products like paper. Sugarcane turns into paper. It doesn't just turn into food. It's kind of crosses farming, but your non-edibles. Well, it can be your edibles, I guess, if it can be processed into something like wine or beer. Then you have ranching schools, so those are your cows. You have stables for horses, kennels for your pets, so this is dogs, cats, parrots, I think llamas if I can find any. Arboriculture, which is trees, fishing, trapping. Apiculture, bees. Yeah, bees. Yeah, apiculture is bees. And then we have fungiculture for mushrooms. And we do have a wider selection of mushrooms. We have portobellos, we have the black and the brown and white mushrooms, but we also have some glowing mushrooms around that I've seen. But we also want to get an agricultural school in town, and we just have to take a look at the wood requirements for schools. And there's some other stuff that we need to do in town or for the town or a nearby town, just with farming plots, berries, harvest craft. I haven't filled any of these in, but you can check the wiki page. I'll be fleshing this out as it goes. I just ran out of time. And we need 2 basic or 2 advanced or 1 expert agricultural processing building. The suggested ones are dairy, butcher, tannery, feed silo, sawmill, fish processing facility, granary. I'm saying that even a brewery or vineyard, maybe, if we could get vines going for wines. That's also possible. All right. But until next time, and I'm sorry if this episode has been pretty quick and just more of a talky, showy episode, but that's what you got to do sometimes when you're short on time. This has been Mobius Rex from Mobius Archives. Thank you very much for watching. Now, our channel is a fan-funded channel, so if you want to drop us $1 or $2 on Patreon, go right ahead, and I'll put the link up shortly. But have a good day and a wonderful night. Bye-bye.